contouring, or muscle strengthening, Quintessa has everything you need to sharpen your image and boost your confidence. Take the first step towards a stronger, more confident you. Visit myquintessa.com today.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time for the best 60 minutes of your life. This is the Homer Hour, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside former Badger and Packer Gary Ellerson, here's Emmy Award winner Homer.
I am not in the Gruber Law Office's studio, but I'm not telling you where I am because it doesn't make any difference. The key is, can you hear me as I start the Gary Ellerson Homer Hour? Because I want to give Gary a chance to open with something if he wishes. I'm sick and tired of all this talk about we don't know Wisconsin's football identity. Hell yes, we know it. We just don't like it. But you don't know their identity? I got their identity. Gary, you know their identity. But I'll save that for after the opening statements from Gary Ellerson, who, I've said before, has the greatest Bears-Packers rivalry stories because it will never be as intense as the two head coaches in their mid-50s literally wanting to fight at the 50-yard line and have that determine the outcome of the game. Good afternoon, Gary.
You know, and maybe Pebble can look this up. I'm not sure. I always want to look up stuff. I think today may be the 34th or the 35th year anniversary of the body slam of Charles Martin against the Chicago Bears. It may be. I'm not 100% sure.
But that wasn't of the things that occurred, that isn't even close to the historic Kenny Stills hit, I believe, was that Matsui?
That was Matsui, an hour late.
He hit him. No, the latest hit ever in the history of the NFL, I believe.
The Charles Martin November 23rd, 1986, or a few days away.
All right.
November 23rd.
Yes, sir.
But now then, it was almost as bad as now because it was the Bears that were so dominant over the Packers. I don't know that the Packers were as big a mess as the Bears are now, but I will defer to Gary Ellerson.
Well, here's what you knew. I'm just going to say this. You knew our 4-12, but you knew our identity.
Yeah. You mean the Packers' identity?
When I played for the Packers, the year we were 4-12, you knew what our identity was.
Right.
And I'm going now.
Forrest Gregg was
I'm
a big bully and wanted everybody else to be a big bully. The problem was he didn't have the talent to do it as well as he had done in both Cleveland and Cincinnati. Why, I don't know, but
I'm circling back to the Badgers when you start talking about identity. You don't see none of that there.
Well, that's fine, but that doesn't mean you don't have an identity. They have an identity. You know what it is?
Well, it's not what we want to hear.
Well, whatever. They are the exact opposite of Barry Alvarez.
Exactly.
And here's what I want to emphasize. The low point of the Luke Fickell era right now isn't even close. It is the loss to Iowa, the way they lost to Iowa.
Yes.
It wasn't that Iowa beat them, but Iowa treated them like they were Central Michigan. Hey, we're running the ball, and then we're going to run it again, and we're going to run it again. And as I said, it is a perfect analogy to Michigan when they had Rich Rodriguez, who was a brilliant offensive mind, came into Michigan, and Brett Bielema went to Ann Arbor, and Pebble can look it up. I think they ran the ball 38 times in a row at some point.
Yeah,
I don't know this because I don't know Michigan, but it might have been that day that Michigan said, this dude's gone. Now, they're not ready to do that with Luke Fickell because it's too early. But the game and the manner was every bit as damaging as it was to Rich Rodriguez. Because, and I emphasize, I watched the next week. It was Iowa against UCLA, and UCLA sucked at the beginning of the year, clearly the better. And I thought I was going to run right down the throats of UCLA, and then I won't feel so bad. Check it up, Pebble. I think Iowa had like 30 yards rushing or in the whole game, which means the rushing against Wisconsin was not the result. They had the same left side of the line against UCLA. Was not the same. Iowa, it's Wisconsin is horrible on the line of scrimmage, offense and defense. Horrible. That's their identity.
Yeah, I mean, that's the identity that you don't want to admit to.
Correct. Now, the question is...
So, I mean, because
how
you're
you
so
factor
smart,
that
Homer.
in. I'd like to know if Barry Alvarez was the AD if he would fire Luke Fickell at the end of this year. That's what I want to know.
No, he wouldn't. I think
wouldn't?
Barry would go down to Luke. No, I think Barry would go down to Luke and say, hey, listen now.
Hey, he knew when he made a mistake with Gary Anderson. How long did that last?
Yeah, but he would go to Luke and says, all right, you played Ohio State. You coach in the Big Ten. You know what the Big Ten is all about. Let's get there. Let's get to that point. Let's get rid of this 3-3-5 defense. Let's go. Let's get with a traditional defense. Let's get rid of this air raid, and let's get back to Wisconsin football. And
just as Michigan said about Rich Rodriguez, how can you trust the guy who's got you here to do that?
Well, and I told you all this. Just I want to take credit for the Rich Rod. I told y'all this like a couple years ago, and Rich Rod set Michigan back 20 years
because they didn't move on him soon enough.
Right, it took Michigan damn near 20 years. I mean, you had Brady Hoke in there, who was one of their guys after, and it took them a long time to get back to Harbaugh, to get back to Michigan football. But what they need to do right now is next year, okay, Luke, you're gone. Trussell, you're gone. Let's get back to Wisconsin football, and I think they could do that.
You mean the assistants, not Fickell. Fickell stays.
I'm sorry.
The assistants.
Trussell, you're gone. I'm sorry. Trussell, you're gone. Longo, you're gone.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what has to happen.
But let's not
Luke
act
knows
like
what it
we
looked
don't
like.
know their
agenda. He knows
agenda.
what it looked like.
Let's not act like we don't know their identity. Everybody knows their identity.
Well, Homer, you're smart. I mean, you're a smart guy. You've been doing this for a long time. You flipped it on people. People don't want to admit that they know what the identity is.
Well, I guess.
Yeah, they don't want to admit that.
I can't speak for them.
Yeah, no,
I can
because
just
you're
say,
smart. What people want to say, we don't know what the identity is. You're so smart, you're going, I done seen enough. I know what the identity is, and it ain't that.
And they do too. What they want to say is, I can't believe what I'm seeing. I can't believe, like, we could lose and still be Wisconsin, and we'd know what to say. We need a better quarterback or the running back. You know, there are different things.
Well,
nobody knows what to say, you know, when they're looking at and going, that can't be Wisconsin. Because whatever they want to be, they're not even good at that.
Right.
And that's but no, there hasn't been enough said, written, putting the context of the Iowa performance, because you've said this, and I want to steal it from you. Iowa's Wisconsin.
Yes.
Like when Iowa and Wisconsin played, it was just who's got the better people playing the exact same kind of game.
Exactly. Who's got the best running back?
Yeah.
Who's got the best offensive lineman? Who's got the best quarterback?
Yeah.
Who's got the best above average receivers?
Yep.
And who's
got the best
dude on the
defensive
defensive side
line?
Who's the dude on the defensive side of football that's going to give them hell? Who's that dude?
Yes, right. And that
even when I
won.
played, Homer, and even when I played, it was the same way. We roll into, I don't know, Hawkeye Stadium, Carver Stadium, I don't know what the hell they call it. But we roll up in there in the early
Kinnick
80s.
Stadium, by the way. He was a famous
Kinnick
war
Stadium.
hero. Yes.
Kinnick Stadium. And they got Andre Tippett, who was a first-round pick for, I think, the Patriots.
Either way,
got this guy
they had another good.
Yeah,
they had a couple
Larry
guys.
Station.
Yeah.
Larry Station at inside linebacker.
Yes.
And we knew Slobberknocker.
Yes. I don't know when the last time was. It almost feels like Gary Anderson because I don't know, remember the last time where Wisconsin wasn't Wisconsin. I guess that would have to be the only time. It doesn't mean they were good every year, but they were still Wisconsin, right?
Right. I separated my shoulder. And matter of fact, I think I may hold the record for the most kickoff return average in a game against Iowa at Kinnick Stadium. I separated my shoulder. I go in at halftime with the pink walls because they had Hayden Fry had the locker room painted pink. I go in at halftime. I get the needle, boom, in the shoulder, go back out, one arm hanging down. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's go.
It just sounds stupid. Even when you say it, it sounds stupid.
It sounds stupid. What do you mean? Let's go. Let's do this.
First of all, how can you play? All right. When you went in at halftime, what percentage were you?
0%.
No, you got to be higher than that.
You
could still walk. You couldn't
and then when
play.
I came out,
100%, baby. 100%.
Da-da-da-da!
Okay.
Superman.
Now we've addressed this before. When does reality come back, and to what degree? So you're playing the game. You're playing at noon. Game's over at 3. Okay. All right. The game's over. Are you still 100%?
When the game's over?
Yeah. All right. 4 o'clock. What are you at 4 o'clock?
No, it hits you. You're in the shower.
Okay.
You get your box lunch because we always bus to Iowa. I think.
Sure.
Yeah, we bus to Iowa.
I'm sure you did.
We get your box lunch. You get on the bus.
Yeah.
And boy, good God Almighty. Hey, Doc Clancy, come on, buddy. Let me talk to you.
Now you need something because you're not 100%. Are you at 50 or are you just in such pain that it hurts?
I'm trying to get to 50 because they're not going to let you get to 100. They're not going to give you enough to get to 100.
Correct.
They're going to give you enough
again because the game's over. They don't need you at 100. Yeah. The game's over.
Right. I need to get you to 50. So we just need to get you back to Madison and get you to 50. You think that's crazy?
All right, so now, no, I don't think it's crazy. It's 100% true. I know what it is. All right, now you get back to Madison at 6 o'clock and you're home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and you've been given the improvement so that you're not in such pain you want to scream. Are you 50%? Does it get even worse, or do you get better? You just can't play. What?
Well, no, you go in and right away you go to University Hospital. If it's bad enough, right? So so we got to get X-rays. Back then they didn't have X-rays in the locker room.
Correct.
They got X-rays
I got
in the locker room.
It. Yeah.
They can get the picture. So you go over to university, they make sure, there's no real structural damage and, blah, blah, blah. And
which
then
was
they
the
treat
case.
you accordingly. Yeah, and they treat you accordingly.
When are you 100% later that week, or are you never?
No, you never.
Never? A couple weeks?
And you see me, I can point to my shoulder and hold it today.
Yeah.
And it hurts.
You have really had a big influence on my life because it's because of you, not just now, but in the past, that I realize how lucky I was that I wasn't a good football player. I always wanted to be, but I got hit so hard one day, and I said to the kid, "Did that hurt you as much as it did me?" He goes, "No, that was fun." I go, "I'm done. This is not me." The me's aren't supposed to do that. And now I realize how lucky I was because I don't have all the problems that you have. All right. This year during the NBA's in-season tournament, ESPN Milwaukee putting Bucks tickets on the line all week long. Tune into ESPN Milwaukee and be entered into our Emirates NBA Cup Bracket Challenge. We've been doing it right now. Again, caller number 7 to the ESPN Milwaukee Talk and Text line, 1-800-990-3776. Get your pick at a team in one of the NBA's bracket groupings. For our group, it's East Group B. East Group B. I think we only got one team left, but you'll find that. Follow that team throughout the in-season tournament, and if your team wins, you win $2 tickets. If your team doesn't win, you can still secure your seats to see unforgettable moments at bucks.com/tickets today. Call the ESPN Milwaukee Talk and Text line now. I think there's just one team left. East Group B, 1-800-990-3776. We'll hear more about Gary Ellerson's injuries, and he's got a partner he wants to talk about next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on 94.5 ESPN.
Southbound on 43, backing up from just before Hampton to Capitol, back on the brakes from Locust, all the way down past Lapham. On the westbound side of 94, that accident that was blocking the Mitchell Boulevard off-ramp finally cleared out of the way. Still seeing delays, though, from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Back on the brakes right past Highway 100 and into Waukesha County. More delays past Highway T all the way out to almost Highway 83, so give yourself tons of time there. Eastbound slowing down from 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium interchange to about 35th Street. Traffic is brought to you by Land Rover Waukesha. Get 3.9% special APR financing for up to 48 months on new 2024 Range Rover Sport at Land Rover Waukesha. Go to LandRoverWaukesha.com. And check in the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 41. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, night showers with a high of 54. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
On this show, it's always football season.
And your argument was that the coaches wanted him to return it.
Yeah, I think,
and he very clearly said no.
They wanted him to take it to the house.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Play the results, are we?
That's what coaches do sometimes, yeah.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Thanksgiving is almost here. What are you bringing to the table? Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Pairing the right wine with your Thanksgiving dinner can turn your meal into a celebration. But you don't have to be an expert to find the right wine. That's what our knowledgeable staff is here for. With over 8,000 varieties of wine, Discount Liquor can help you choose between a light, fruity Pinot Grigio, a big, luscious Cabernet, or anything in between, all at the lowest prices in town. Visit us today at 51st and Oklahoma in Milwaukee and on Barstow and Main in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store again.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Check out all of our weekly specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com. And from our family to yours, have a happy and safe Thanksgiving.
Discount liquor.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Have you seen them yet?
Seen what?
4 different ways to say I love you.
I'd love to see those. Show me the list.
What list?
The list of 4 different ways to say I love you.
Let's start over.
Where are you going, Monica?
I'm going to get the 4 different ways to say I love you.
Sarah, imagine a box of assorted chocolates.
Okay.
When you open the lid, what do you see?
I see a guy sitting on a park bench saying, "Life is like a box of chocolates."
But what are the shapes of the chocolates?
There are 4 different shapes.
Here they are.
Those are gorgeous.
4 diamond pendants covered in diamonds.
Almost like they were dipped in diamonds.
And each diamond was created inside a miniature star.
But you'd have to be rich to afford one of these.
Choose the diamond pendant you like best. $148.
I love Kessler's.
Everyone loves Kessler's.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
This is the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
The Gary Ellerson Homer Hour. I think I first reported, and whoever made that bet is probably feeling good, that the Packers were at the various sites I went to, a 3.5-point favorite over the Bears. It has now gone up to 6.5. But I don't know if it's dropped. Pebble will have to check that. But for those, I'm sure, professionals, were able to put significant money on 3.5, which is why it went up. Now, Gary Ellerson on one of his great partners. Take it away.
I want to talk about good friends over Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Guys, if you're looking for that midday escape or maybe a fun way to impress a client, well, Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is open for you and ready to bring a slice of that summer weather to your life. A top tech, cutting edge golf experience that gives you the chance to play legendary courses. Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center's state-of-the-art simulators, entertainment, and Homer, I can confess to this, the best Bloody Marys around make it feel like summer all year round. And bays cost just $35 an hour on Mondays through Thursdays. Book your bay at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Yeah, because you're just not playing golf. You're out being entertained, having fun. Golf's just a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Talking with Gary Ellerson. I love your stories. I feel bad for you. And you tell them
bad.
I do. I
tell them what?
feel bad for you, but I realize you don't have any difficulty talking about it because it was like putting on your shoes. This is how it rolls. And I don't know. The only person, the first running back I ever thought said no to this stuff was Robert Smith. Played at Ohio State, played for the Vikings.
Yep.
I don't know that this is accurate, but he could have played much longer than he did. But I think he was one who said, no.
I'm not doing it.
And I'm not doing it. And I think he said that from the very beginning.
Or he said, this is enough. I'm not doing it anymore.
Right. And
one of the two. One of the two.
Right. I don't think he ever went that public about it because you don't gain anything from it. But I'd love for him or someone who knew him to tell the story because I do think he was near the top of no.
Yeah. 1 to 2. No, or I'm not doing it anymore. 1 to 2.
And he was really good.
Really good. Really good. But
all right,
the problem is, home, you see everybody else around you that's doing it. And you feel like you have to be available too.
Yeah, I don't think he did. And he retired pretty early.
Yeah. And it doesn't start. If you're like at these big major programs, it doesn't just start in college or pro. If you're at a big high school program, it starts in college. It starts in high school.
But it's way better now, you would agree.
Yes, way better. We know about the game than we've ever known before. I was in that movie, Concussed, or whatever. Who played that movie? That movie brought
Will Smith. Was Will Smith?
Was
that was pre-Gone Crazy Will Smith. Yeah. But it wasn't.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
we're
movie-
talking with you. We're talking about other injuries. We're talking about what you do with the shoulder, what you do, all this stuff.
Right.
The issues that you bring up are.
Correct.
It isn't just about concussions, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of the way it used to be done. All right, let's get to Packers Bears. And what's the first thing you want to pass along to people about the game on Sunday?
And I get far away from the Packer Bears rivalry. I mean, I talked to my good friend Leroy Butler, and it was different when he played it, right? And I'm sure it's different now than it was when I played it, and I'm sure it was different when Jerry Kramer played it.
Yeah.
But when I played it, there was hatred. I mean, real hatred, real animosity for the Chicago Bears. And I talked to my good friend Leroy Butler, and he says that wasn't even there. We didn't even consider the Bears as anything. He goes, the team that we had to worry about was the Minnesota Vikings. They didn't even see the Bears as a rivalry game. It was the Vikings.
But
them.
you would agree that was because your coach.
Correct.
And the Bears coach.
Correct. Forrest Gregg, Mike Ditka, George Hallis, Vince Lombardi. You couldn't get any closer than that.
Right. No, I do believe.
Do you know what
and
I mean?
Forrest Gregg won before, but I thought if Forrest Gregg was not going to make the playoffs, and you told him that ahead of time, he'd say, then I only got to win 2 games. It doesn't matter. I got to beat the Bears twice, and that's as good as it can go. If I'm not making the playoffs, he's not going to say 2-14 is good. No, it's bad. But if I'm not, you tell me ahead of time I'm not making the playoffs, I'll take 2 wins every year if I can beat the Bears, and especially with Mike Ditka. Do you buy that theory?
Oh, absolutely. I'm going out on a limb here. If Pebble can look it up, I don't know, 1985, Pebble, what was those 2 games like? What was it? Were they close, or did we get blown out?
I think you got blown out in 85.
You think we got blown out in 85?
But, I mean, come on, that's Don Hudson Old Testament. The Bears were just so good.
The Packers lost to the Bears in Chicago 23-7, and at home they lost 16-10.
Woo!
Yeah, and then that following year, what's the next year?
86, after Buddy Ryan left. Vince Tobin was the defensive coordinator, and Mike Ditka.
The 86,
they lost to New York or San Francisco.
25-12, and then a road loss 12-10.
Yeah, see, this is a lesson about what could happen Sunday.
Well, no, right. Well, you're talking about identity.
Yeah.
You weren't going to kick our ass. What's going to happen?
It didn't matter how late you were going to get a hit in.
Yeah, we ain't laying down. And that's what, then I'm circling back now to Luke Fickell.
Right.
Identity.
Yes.
No matter how bad we were, and we knew that they had the best talent, but you weren't going to kick our ass. That wasn't going to happen.
Right. The Iowa game never would have happened. Ever.
No.
Right?
No.
Yeah.
Now, I think we lost. Now, we putting my boy on it because I think we lost to Iowa. In Iowa, I think one year we lost to Iowa at home, and we had a chance to go to the Rose Bowl. And I think Iowa beat us. I think we beat all the I teams that year. So I teams, Indiana, Illinois, and then we lost, I think, to Iowa. But I'm just saying we knew what our identity was. We're talking about identity now with 2 different programs, but I don't know what the Badgers are.
I do.
You say you do, but you on the other side, though, Homer. You're too smart.
I don't. No, but everybody knows what they are. They just don't want to say it. Everybody knows off the line of scrimmage stinks on both sides of the ball, and there's none of what you're saying. Like, even if we lose, nobody's going to kick our butt. The definition of getting your butt kicked is Iowa, Wisconsin. And what Luke Fickell should have said, I'll be Luke. This will be short. Listen closely. We might lose a game by 100 points. We will never, ever, under my direction, lose a game like we just lost to Iowa.
Absolutely.
If I need to explain it, you don't know who Wisconsin is. I do.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed. It will never happen again. Drop the mic. I'm done.
You know who that sounds like?
DM Accounting and Consulting Services. Home Seal.
Who?
You know what that sounds like?
Forrest Gregg.
No. Kevin O'Neill.
Barry Alvarez. Kevin
O'Neill.
No, Kevin would have had 13 Fs. And before he started, he'd have said,
you just cleaned it up. That's all. You cleaned it up.
The answer ahead of time is 13. You'll know what I say when I get effing done. Greatest Kevin O'Neill story ever. I just heard from him. He had a terrible heart attack. He says he's fine. He's better.
Oh, no.
When they told him he had to come in to meet the AD because there were parents behind their bench complaining that he was saying the F word too much. And the AD told him, he said, yeah, we got a problem. We got a major effing problem. He goes, you agree? Yeah, we got to get those people new tickets. They ain't sitting there anymore. Because I ain't changing.
I'm coaching,
I'm
coaching my boys.
All right, I want to get to Jordan Love. Everything this week is not about the Bears. Everything.
No, it's not.
And is about Jordan Love. And whatever angle you want to take. All right, we will discuss that next.
Okay. Yeah.
The Homer Hour is back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got some backup still southbound 43 heading down from Hampton Avenue all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. So watch out for that. We do have a vehicle fire on the off-ramp to Michigan Street from 794 westbound. So heads up with that. Be extra careful. That's right around the Lincoln Memorial Drive area. Westbound 94 is slowing down from just before 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Slow again from the zoo into Waukesha County. Eastbound slowing down right past Barker Road to Brookfield Road, and then again from 84th Street all the way through the stadium interchange. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 41. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, night showers with a high of 54. Weather's brought to you by the Corners of Brookfield. Help the big guy out this holiday season. Drop off your little one's letters in a special North Pole mailbox in the Market Square through December 22nd. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I've got you covered. It's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee, and with holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust AccuTrans Group to handle all of my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or festive celebration, AccuTrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
Ready for a game changer? Now's the time to take your shot with Quartz, your local provider-owned and affordable health insurance. You can choose from a range of benefits to best support you and your family. Quartz is a proud partner of Aurora Healthcare, so you get to stay in the network you love. Visit quartzbenefits.com or call Saganiac Planning 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service. Quartz branded health plans are offered by Quartz Health Benefit Plans Corporation, Quartz Health Plan Corporation, and Quartz Health Insurance Corporation, which are separate legal entities. The Saganiac Planning Marquette Records. Coaches have always said, you got to make your free throws. They would have loved the 2017-18 Marquette team that, as a team, shot better than 80%. How? Marcus Howard missed 7, made 105. Andrew Rousey missed 19, made 175. Sam Hauser missed 10, made 51. And Matt Held, he missed 4 and made 28. A team better than 80% from the line. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Dr. Daniel Holland from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin is joining me. Doctor, what makes an OAW surgeon different from most other surgeons?
At Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, we have all fellowship-trained orthopedic specialists We have all subspecialties of orthopedics covered through our office, so you can see anybody from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes and everywhere in between.
So let's say someone is feeling pain and they finally walk into OAW for that first time. Can you take me through that process of what's going to happen next?
We always start with an office appointment, which will involve me conversing with the patient, trying to figure out what's happening, and then a physical exam. And we have on-site x-ray and on-site MRI if we should need to move into diagnostic tests of that sort.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
This political season, you'll hear a lot of noise. But this November, Walker Media Agency has the expertise and team to improve your marketing, advertising, and IT. Start at WMA2024.com. Paid for by Matt Walker and Walker Media Agency.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Road, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week, even Sundays. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
The Gary Ellerson Homer Hour, and we love to thank our partners because they're good at what they do. Holtebeck Eye Center. Yep. Met Dr. Aaron Holtebeck, the Brookfield offices, and I figured it out. They make vision care a top priority with the latest technologies at their state-of-the-art office. For whatever the age, whatever the condition, take care of your eyes. So Dr. Holtebeck helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. But he said, I can do better. So he recently added to his team with the addition of Dr. Nausheen Abbas because she has specialties that will make their group even better. Don't mess with your vision. Trust the experts from Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol. Take care, whatever your age, whatever the condition. Learn more about their services at holtebeck.com. And now, Gary Ellison with his partner.
Home team, I want to talk about my good friends over at the Jury Center. They have to be, guys, your first stop. Whether it's naturally mined or lab-grown diamonds, the Jury has options for it all. Maybe you don't know exactly what kind of ring that special someone wants, but if they have interest board or ideas, bring it to the Jury. SEMA experts will help take your ideas from to a reality. Learn more about their engagement ring selection or any other services at shoptjc.com. Shop TJC.com today in Green, Brookfield, or Burlington. Go check my good friends out today at the Jury Center and ask for the owner, Dean Murray, and tell him that Gary Ellerson sent you.
And now the Discount Liquor Twitter poll question. Have you lost confidence in Jordan Love? Not at all, a little, or a lot.
No.
Have you lost confidence in Jordan Love? Nothing, a little, or a lot?
Where did that come from?
Because I said before the break, and you told me I was wrong, the season is all about Jordan Love and being healthy as part of it. So how do you answer that? As far as confidence in Jordan Love, the same, lost a little, lost a lot.
Not at all.
All right. Okay, now, why do you say Jordan Love's not the issue? Because, of course...
Well, because because he's not the issue. I think everybody around him got to play better. Pre-snap penalties got to go away. Got to go away.
Agree.
That ain't on Jordan Love.
That's not.
Special teams. Got to get better. Keyshawn Nixon and them. And Basaccia. Whatever. We paying him a lot of money, and they don't look good. I don't know where they're ranked.
Yeah, he should be gone. I'll find him another special team coach. Save him some money.
That doesn't look good. Defense, can we get to the quarterback?
No, I doubt it.
Well, that needs to change. Now, within all that, yes, Jordan Love.
Can I add one more thing?
No
None of that's going to matter if Jordan Love keeps averaging 2 turnovers a game and stops throwing touchdown passes. Then, because the rest of the team ain't good enough to make up for that gap.
Hold up.
Yeah.
And maybe Pebble can look it up. Who leads the league in touchdown passes right now?
Baker Mayfield. There are 3 guys that are at the same. The problem with Jordan Love is the last 2 games, 0 touchdown passes and 1 interception. I defended him when he was throwing touchdown passes. You can't turn it over and not throw touchdown passes.
Well, it's coming. It's coming.
All right, okay.
And
Burrow,
I've lost a little confidence in him, not much. What?
24. Where's Jordan Love at? What's he got? 18.
He's got 15, so he's
14.
way down there.
Yeah. So he's got a game
Zeros,
to
are
play
you?
yet. I think.
Yeah. So I've lost a little confidence, but nothing.
None. Zip
You
zero,
lost none. Okay.
None. Zip zero, none.
And however they win this game, doesn't matter to me how much. Then you got San Francisco.
No.
San Francisco's always special.
At home.
Because you know why? I'll tell you what the coach of San Francisco's saying. No, you know what Shanahan says? You know what Shanahan says?
What's Shanahan say?
I ain't losing to Pretty Boy can't beat me. Pretty Boy can't beat me.
They both pretty boys. Shanahan's a pretty boy. McVay's a pretty boy. LaFleur's a pretty boy. Kevin O'Connor's a pretty boy. What's the guy in Houston? DeMarco?
I don't think Shanahan's a pretty boy.
Yeah, they're all
ask
pretty
a
boys.
woman that. No, Shanahan's no pretty boy. No, Shanahan's.
Yeah, they is.
All right, okay.
He's got this medium shirt on. All of them with this medium shirt. What's the coach in Houston? What's his name? D'Amico. What's his name, Pebble? Head coach in Houston.
Ryan, is it
D'Amico Ryans.
D'Amico Ryan. Shanahan.
All right, hold on. I got to stop you because I talk too much. You get the last. We got 30 seconds left for you to say whatever you want. No, I want you to say about the game or Jordan Love or the defense.
But let's do this, Homer.
Because then we got to break for Fat Jack.
I like the Packers 28-14.
Oh.
They just got to go win. And we got to be healthy going into San Francisco.
28-14, man. It's just going to be it's going to be routine. Never going to worry. You know.
Yeah.
It's like playing somebody you know you're going to beat them. Every time you play them, you're going to beat them. And then you go do it. All right.
Then you go do it.
Fat Jack. Fat Jack.
Let's go, Fat. Let's go.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on 94.5 ESPN. The Homer Hour with special guests every day from 5 to 6.
You would vote the opening of the show should be Brett Favre as an alien.
If a guy wrote a song for me, it would probably be my opening.
All right.
That's just me.
Well, but how many other people do you think have written a song for me?
None.
Pebble, what's your vote?
I will say 0 as well.
You guys are so mean and accurate.
Thank you.
The Homer Hour with Homer, weekdays from 5 to 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN and streaming live on YouTube.
Hi, I'm David Gruber. When you've been seriously injured, you need the best team of professionals on your side. Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices to get the results you deserve. One call, that's all.
The holiday season officially begins at your local Milwaukee Metro Region Cunis Auto Group dealerships with our exclusive Black Friday all-month-long sales event. Huge Black Friday all-month-long savings and discounts on America's best-selling brands from both Buick and GMC at nearby Cunis locations in Oak Creek and Greenfield. All remaining new 2024 vehicles are now Black Friday all-month-long blowout price. Cunis has the area's biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs with many Black Friday all-month-long priced below $5,000. And payments as low as $149 per month. Additionally, with any new or pre-owned purchase in November, you'll get our exclusive No Fear lifetime warranty at absolutely no extra charge. Plus, we're paying above top Kelley Blue Book values on all trades in November, no matter the mileage or condition. The holiday season officially begins with exclusive November Black Friday all-month-long savings. Only at your nearby Milwaukee Metro Region Cunis Auto Group dealerships. Shop online at CunisBlackFriday.com. Ho, ho, ho!
Winter weather is on the way, and that means salt, snow, and grime on your car. ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here. Now is the time to protect your vehicle with a premium wash at Tsunami Express Car Wash. State-of-the-art technology, powerful free vacuums, and unlimited wash memberships. Keep your car looking spotless all season long. Tsunami Express has 5 convenient locations all across greater Milwaukee, making it easy to give your ride the care it deserves. Sign up for a membership at TsunamiExpress.com and get your first wash free. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
There's a good chance you're on a budget. We all are. But she wants a diamond. You know it, I know it. And Robert Hack Diamonds knows it too, because they offer a huge collection of lab-grown diamonds and they sell them at crazy prices. How about 2-carat total weight diamond studs for free when you mention ESPN and purchase at $2,000 of in-stock jewelry? You'll receive a free pair of 2-carat total weight diamond studs. Robert Hack Diamonds can get any size, shape, or clarity in natural or lab-grown diamonds. Don't buy until you call Robert Hack Diamonds in Greenfield or in Brookfield. Why overspend when you can save at Robert Hack Diamonds for the same diamond you're looking for? Spend at least $2,000 on in-stock jewelry and you get 2-carat diamond studs free, as long as you mention ESPN. Your visit will be worth it, and she'll think so too. Robert Hack also offers repair services and cash for your old gold. Robert Hack Diamonds, RobertHackDiamonds.com, RobertHackDiamonds.com. Visit them in Brookfield or in Greenfield.
We know that the people of Wisconsin are hard workers, that they're tough. But even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
It's the Gary Ellerson Homer Hour, and we finished to help you. I feel like I'm helping society. We talk with Fat Jack. It's FatJackSports.com. Gambling is fun. Gambling is hard. And first of all, good afternoon. And Fat Jack, I got to ask you. I say pros always lean, like you, to the dog a little bit because dogs do better than people think. Average person screws up because he tends to do the favorites. I think we're having like historic dog work in the NFL. Take that any way you want.
Well, it depends on the week, Homer. And by the way, a really, really good week at the service. We were 10-3 last weekend in football. We won Friday night with UCLA. We're 4-2 Saturday, 4-1 on Sunday, and then we had Miami on Monday night. So another really, really good week with all my clients and myself. We made a bunch of money. But Homer, this year has been a little bit interesting because it's been kind of feast or famine with the dogs versus the favorites. We've had weeks where just a couple weeks ago, we had a ton of favorites, actually favorites winning straight up, won every single game except one. Those are good weeks for the general public, typically speaking. But then this last week, it reverted back to where it's kind of been, which are underdogs leading the way. 11-3 dogs were against the number, and they had 6 straight up wins. So that's kind of that trend you're speaking of is in the NFL, you're never as good or never as bad as you appear. You're going to have underdogs that are going to win games they're not supposed to, and that is what breaks the general public is because they're only looking at the team, not the number. That's why you sign up at FatJackSports.com.
All right, I think, am I right? You got a deal, $99? I hope I'm not wrong.
I do, yeah. We've run this a couple of times this year. It's been very well received, and what it does allows a guy sitting on the fence losing on his own to actually start winning. Last week, if you sign up on Friday, you went 10-3 over the weekend. If you can't make money paying $99 and going 10-3, then you shouldn't be betting on sports. Go play golf, go skiing, do something else. Because if you're just guessing, you're just asking to throw your money away. And this week's going to be tough, Homer. There are a couple of games, especially in the NFL, that I think the general public has to line up on one side. And at least one or two of those are not going to cover. For instance, Dallas. How do you walk up the window and play Dallas? I mean, they're a team
I can't.
That, yeah, right. I mean, the quarterback, the backup quarterback is absolutely horrific. I don't know what they're doing in practice. They're not practicing football because it's 3rd 11. They throw the ball 2 yards on an out route, and the guy runs out of bounds. So hard to walk up and play them. Hard to walk up really and play New England, even though what happened last week. How do you play Cleveland? Cleveland, even since Jameis Winston came in, they've been bad. So a lot, and frankly, the Bears look like a team even after firing their offensive coordinator that they've got one foot out the door on a lot of the things they're doing. And Caleb Williams, who knows what his mindset is. So some of those teams are going to cover. Now, and I don't think it's the Bears. I think Packer fans are in for a big week after bye week, and after what Chicago's been going through, Chicago hasn't scored a touchdown in 23 straight drives. I mean, they're not putting the ball in the end zone. I don't know that an offensive coordinator is going to automatically change that, and we're actually figuring out how many games a Hail Mary can cost you. You know, we talk about losing once, turning into twice. Since the Hail Mary, this team is they just imploded. I mean, they look like a team that can't score under any circumstances. So with all of those factors, I do think the Packers are in for a good weekend, but some of these underdogs are going to get there, so you got to be careful.
Go to FatJackSports.com. Again, we talk gambling's a blast. It's fun. You need Fat Jack now more than you ever have before because of so many options. And we talked last week and how well you're doing, and what's become a part of this is the prop bets, over and under yardage, running backs, wide receivers. Give us, again, a little more on that and how it fits with what you do.
Yeah, so we're just drilling down on the games that we like. Now, last bet we actually went from 3-1 in the props to 1-3 in the last drive, kind of garbage time. Zach Ertz caught 3 balls, I think, in the last drive, and so he beat us on receptions and on yardage on basically a meaningless nothing drive. So you're going to get some of that. But what it allows you to do, we've won 5 out of every 6 weeks in props this year. It allows you to take a situation or a game that I might like. For instance, I think Detroit blows out Jacksonville this week. All right, so Detroit giving 12 points or so. Double-digit favorites this year in the NFL are 4-0 versus the number and have won by an average of 14 points per game. So drawing off, not just winning, but winning big. If that happens, Homer, how are they going to do that? How does that happen? Well, it happens with Jared Goff going over his yardage total. It goes with a running back having a big game. It goes with a receiver or two having a big game. So instead of just winning 1 unit of profit with Detroit, you're able to win 3 or 4 units based on being able to predict how one team is going to dominate another team. So it's not really any more work. It's just putting out information. Now that, as you say, every week, well, you can bet on it so many ways. You can bet on so many different things. Well, prop bets have become a big part of that, to where you can make money not having to branch out and then find 5 or 6 other games. You can make 3 or 4 units of profit just based on knowing or feeling really good about one team being able to dominate another team. So that's basically what the props are. You can add them for about $89 a week because they're very inexpensive as well.
But I would emphasize that people think that's easier, like there's so many bets, and I want to say, no, you need Fat Jack as much on that stuff as you do the other things, because that's my latest thing where I think people think, oh, these things are easy, and they're not, right?
No, nothing's easy in this. That's why everybody's broke by Thanksgiving. I mean, most of the guys out there listed that are betting on their own are going to be finished by Thanksgiving because they're almost done now anyway. My clients have won for a month straight. Say 10-3, 11-2, 11-5. We're winning every week in football just over the last probably 6 weeks or so. And so all of it's hard. But when you're able to take advantage of the volume of opportunities, which is basically what I'm doing, I'm not getting any more information on more games. We're not playing 12 games. We're still playing 4 or 5. I was 5-1 on Sunday. And so 5-1 on Sunday, but then we're going to drill down on some of those wins, and we're going to make more than just one game of profit based on how those situations are going to happen. Not always going to be right, Homer, but more times than not we are. We're building profit. The average guy is not, and $99 this weekend to get you into profit. Another one to look at on the same kind of mindset, Miami. We had Miami last Monday to win on the road at the Rams. They won easily. It was a rocking chair game. They now play Las Vegas off of a bye. Off of a bye, people think offense is going to be helped. What it actually is helped is defense. Defense gets rested. Defense gets healed a little bit. Las Vegas, I don't care if they rested for 2 months, aren't going to be any good offensively, but defensively should be able to put much more of a fight against that Dolphins offense that's kind of finding their way now they've got their quarterback back. But look for that game to be lower scoring. So players like Tyreek Hill, Tua, those type players that people just naturally think are going to have big games against a Raider team that's not any good, you can bet them under, because if you believe that there's going to be lower scoring, which I do, you're going to be able to take advantage of why it's lower scoring, what's not happening that the general public thinks are going to happen, that we're going to be able to bet under some of those individual numbers and make more money.
Again, go to FatJackSports.com, all one word, FatJackSports.com. You know me, I always think I got it figured out. I don't have this one figured out. Oregon against Wisconsin. I think Oregon's going to win, but I don't know how to play with the point spread. It's, I think, about 2 touchdowns, and the West going to the East. Take it away.
Yeah, it's tough because what you have, we've talked about this a lot with Oregon in the Big Ten. Teams that can score at will against just about anybody versus teams that don't score at will against just about anybody. And so what ends up happening, you get a number that should be 8 or 9 into that 13, 14, 17 type range because Wisconsin will have no answer if they get behind. Now, the problem with that is if they keep it close, if they're able to get some stops, they're 8 and 3 straight up their last 11 at home. So they, generally speaking, do pretty well at home. But if you're talking about long-term success, you've got to you've got to be able to get stops, especially when you're playing a good offense. So it's a tough game because of that. It'll be stylistic. It's either going to be Wisconsin covers and it's under, or Oregon covers and it goes over. So easier spots this weekend. The Kansas Jayhawks, they're going to BYU. I had Kansas last week against Iowa State. One of the more undervalued teams in the country right now based on how they started the year. This is a very good football team that have played really well early in the year, even with the exception of about 3 minutes before the end of the first half and 3 minutes at the end of the game, which obviously counts, but that's why the record was what it was. You're getting some value with the Jayhawks. Jalen Daniels is also very, very difficult guy to cover if you're a running quarterback. BYU has not handled that very well. Also, BYU in a letdown situation after a big win last week on the Holy War. So easier spot to play Kansas and try to figure out whether Oregon's going to be able to score a bunch of points and then Wisconsin has to keep up or not. That's a tougher one based on stylistic matchup.
All right, my last question. All right, Wisconsin loses to Iowa. They run the ball on almost every play, go forever. Then Iowa plays UCLA. I thought UCLA wasn't good. Iowa couldn't run the ball at all, and UCLA seems to be getting better. And I'm thinking, I got to ask Fat Jack about UCLA.
Yeah, no, I had them last Friday night. They were one of our release selections, and they end up winning. And in spite, people don't realize they turn the ball over a ton. If you didn't watch football last Friday night, I mean, this team fumbled it inside the 5, I think, once or twice, turned it over in the end zone once, still ended up not only winning, but covering, but winning. And I think they do it again this week. They are, Homer, good eye. They are a team getting better. What you want to do with these teams that are getting better is you get out in front of the curve. So after UCLA wins a game or two more, there's going to be no value. Everybody's back on the bandwagon. So it's about being able to take advantage before before everybody else catches on. There's better spots. I like Colorado State tonight. They're given 9.5 points. I think they're a better spot. I always like teams that have bad offenses this time of year, and I don't think can fix it in a week. And so anytime you're playing a bad offense, that's when those games become a little bit easier. We've taken advantage of that a bunch of times in the last couple of weeks, just teams that can't score. And I would say that's a better spot tonight with Colorado State. UCLA absolutely going in the right direction. You might have one more week of value. I do think they cover tonight as well. So a good opportunity to get on it before kind of the public catches up with that.
Great $99 deal, FatJackSports.com. Thanks for all the help, and Jack, we'll talk next week.
All right, Homer, have a great week. See you soon.
FatJackSports.com. I don't know what's next. I know Marquette basketball in an hour. Next.